Hello, thank you for joining us. We're going to give it a couple of minutes before we start so more people can. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes, so I think we're going to have the people here that want to be here. Hello from Ohio and Las Vegas. It's great to have you guys here. With that being said, thank you for joining us today. Please put your questions into the question box right below the screen, and we'll have a Q&A right after the demo. And if you have any other questions later on that you think of, feel free to email us. So to kick things off, thank you for joining us, and we are going to be chatting about the fulfilling the cloud disaster recovery promise with NaaS. I am Kezia Lawson-Shanks, the content marketing manager here, and I have Dave McLean, director of sales engineering, with me. Before I kick things off, we will have an Amazon gift card raffle everyone's entered in that's viewing right now, and we'll be announcing that at the end. So with that being said, I just want to say, okay, so agility is so key in digital business because things move so fast and you don't know what the future holds. I think this quote really captures this reality quite nicely. We're not planning for one future, we need a plan for many possible futures. And an agile IT architecture today is hybrid and multi-cloud because it gives you choices, best of breed of services, optimal placement for cloud regions, and colo data centers. And it reduces the risk created by concentration, which for some businesses is a regulatory requirement, but it is generally just a good idea. I mean, if you can't rely over your cloud architecture, how agile is that really? So what happens is you end up with an architecture that looks something like this. At the bottom, your offices and other business locations, remote workers, customers, partners, you get them to your service edge via SD-WAN, SASE, internet and mobile networks. But in the center is what we call cloud core. It's where your mission critical applications and data are flowing. By mission critical, think of inventory management, payment and transaction processing, financial reporting, booking systems, business intelligence, as well as an aggregated employee and customer traffic coming from the edge. Your cloud core will often consist of a set of hyperscaler providers, colo data centers, enterprise SaaS like Salesforce, and maybe some specialized players like cloud adjacent storage or bare metal cloud where you're moving data between them. Now, to take this thought a step further, you may also be moving data between regions of a single, between regions of a single provider. So a great question to ask is, what constitutes your cloud core? Okay, so if you have that picture forming in your mind, then this is what other key consideration. Your cloud core has to satisfy 4 different types of demands, which you'll see at the top of the screen right here. Steady state, seasonality, innovation, and distribution. And distribution is what we'll be focusing on today mostly, but I'll just go over quickly what each of these are. So steady state, this is the easiest one, your normal everyday demand. Generally, these demands will grow over time in a relatively predictable way. Seasonal, lots of businesses experience seasonal demands, retail, travel, back to school, tax season, or just the end of every financial quarter. Ad hoc, these can be innovation projects, site migrations, or short-term business innovatives. Some industries function extensively on this basis, like media and entertainment, where creative productions become distinct business entities that may only last 6 to 9 months. And then disruption. This may look like when you need to respond suddenly to a new market, opportunities or threats, new regulatory requirements and mergers and acquisitions, but it also includes disaster recovery scenarios where the data you've been backing up incrementally has to move suddenly, or a global pandemic like we've all experienced that takes everyone out of the office and totally shifts the IT demands and network traffic patterns. So they're saying that software-defined cloud connectivity is going to triple between 2020 and 2024. And personally, we've seen digital organizations moving towards this software-defined network as a service approach versus the traditional telecom. The traditional way of setting up private connections is somewhat difficult in the sense of that you have to manage a lot of physical logistics, and it's a very manual process that can take a while. So, and that is where PacketFabric comes in. PacketFabric is the connectivity cloud. That's why we exist. That's why we describe ourselves as a connectivity cloud. We are taking high-speed WAN connectivity between data centers and cloud providers, and we've made it a cloud-like consumption experience. We've built a massively scalable private optical interconnection network from the ground up on an API-enabled basis, all on demand, very elastic consumption. So instead of having to sign long-term contracts, that freezes you into how much bandwidth you can consume on top of waiting the 30, 60, 90 days to be deployed and fully running. You can deploy bandwidth on demand on a monthly basis, and in some cases of interconnectivity between data center and data center via our network, then you can actually burst or consume on an hourly basis. I do want to say PacketFabric is not an overlay. It's not a set of VPN tunnels that happen between your cloud instances. We have a private optical backbone with a massive global network capacity. It's highly resilient as its carrier class network with 5.9 SLAs. It's dual stacked with redundancy fiber paths and availability zones with multi-hundred gigabit per seconds at our POPs. And it's all built with end-to-end automation. We own all of our own software stack. That's where we get our agility from. We notice that the ability to scale one's network is becoming a top concern as the demand for connectivity is growing. And the expectations of interconnection are changing, and you should be able to provision bandwidth on demand in minutes on a self-service and API-driven basis. At least that's what we believe. This is the new state of the art, and this is the future of high-speed interconnection. So here are some services you can create on that stack. We have point-to-point turnkey Ethernet private line between data centers. We have hybrid cloud connectivity, which provides data center transfers between data center you're located in to all cloud service providers. We have a really fascinating service called Cloud Router. This deserves its own webinar, which we will be doing later on. And this allows our customers to connect multiple cloud service providers together at speeds of 100 gigs. Say you're connecting multiple regions together through one of our CSPs to another, instead of having to route that through your infrastructure in your own data center, you can set up a massively scalable, distributed, virtualized BGP router as a service. You can connect all of those regions to it. You don't have to worry about managing all of the routing in your own data centers. You also get optical latency through it because of the virtual routing forwarding instances that are distributed automatically based on where you're trying to connect. And then, of course, we have our tried and true any-to-any networking. That's where you can connect multiple data centers, locations together with only one port at each data center that can support up to 4,000 virtual circuits, so quite a few. And we're on a private layer 2 network, so excuse me, that. And then you can connect to internet exchanges, disaster recovery as a service, SaaS, and other partners on our network. It's kind of like having your own private internet set of connectivity. So now that I've just talked at everyone, Dave is going to show us a demo of our portal. So take it away, Dave.
Thanks, Kez. So anytime I provide a demo on the PacketFabric platform, I always start on our public-facing website, and there's a couple reasons for that. This is where our customers can come and sign up. This is where they can log into the UI itself. Our documents repository, this is truly a knowledge base and method of procedure on how to build any technology through the fabric, step by step by step. Very proud of this. You can build everything that I'm going to show you today just by going into one of these placards, reading it, and following the instructions, but my team's always there to help our customers as well. You can request a demo with us. So after this webinar, if you'd like to make contact with us, you can simply reach out to sales@packetfabric.com, or you can come right into our PacketFabric public-facing website, request a demo, and either myself or a member of my team will get on with you and provide that demo for you. So what I'd like to build today, we're going to discuss our hybrid cloud networking. This is our layer 2 connectivity, and it's all around high availability and disaster recovery. So what you'll see here is this is actually a customer use case. It's a healthcare provider. And how they achieved the diversity strategy that they were looking for is they use separate availability zones. Again, this is diverse hardware stacks that we have at every point of presence. That goes back to diverse entrance and exits, as well as diverse DWDM equipment. And then you'll notice here, our customer actually utilized Zone A to get to Zone A within GCP. And if you note, what you'll see here is they use the same region, but how they obtain diversity from a CSP standpoint, they use different on-ramps to get to that region. So what you'll note here is they use Zone A to get and use their egress point in Seattle, and they also use Los Angeles, which took them to US West 1, so they obtained I would call it an on-ramp diversity strategy. Pretty cool diversity strategy on our layer 2 product set, and as Kez kind of talked about our cloud router, when we become the eBGP broker in between, we can actually drive that traffic through layer 3. And what you'll notice here, and what they utilize Zone B for, again, diverse hardware stacks, is they intercommunicated with different zones within that same CSP region that allowed them full diversity in the event they ever lost Zone A. And let me tie that down. When we do network maintenances, anytime we do a structured maintenance across the fabric, we're only going to do it across one availability zone and then come back and do it across the subsequent. So if you're in both availability zones, even a maintenance won't affect you on the fabric. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to build up an access port here in San Francisco, and we're going to go ahead and build a connection out to GCP as well as AWS. And that same method of procedure would hold true if we were to utilize Zone B, so I won't put you through it twice. And then again, if you'd like to schedule a demo with me after this, I'd be happy to show you that as well. So once you gain access to the fabric, this is going to be the home screen that you come to. Again, everything starts with that interface. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up an interface in Zone A within San Francisco. So we're going to click the interface icon. Getting around the fabric is very easy as well. You can search on data center operator as an example, and I'll show you all the Equinix locations we have. Certainly can search city and state as well as airport codes. You can see we have a very large footprint within the San Francisco area. We're going to go ahead and build this port out of San Francisco at 200 Paul. And note here, these are the available speeds that we always have at each point of presence that allows our customers to build in whatever optic they might have, depending on the size of their workload and consumption. We're going to choose 10 gig for the sake of the demo, but as you see here, you will always see 1, 10, 40, and 100 gig. This is the optic that's currently chassied. If a customer was to ever need an ER optic, we can certainly facilitate that as well. Our availability zones, very important. We are not just diverse from the cabinet to fabric. We are always diverse facing the CSPs as well. Again, diverse hardware stacks that we have at every point of presence that we pulp. So we're going to choose Zone A, give it a description, and this would be something meaningful to our customers, but today we'll just name it Webinar Demo. Our subscription terms, very important. We offer month-to-month terms, all the way down to 36 months. And as you see here, we'll waive the NRC, and you get a more aggressive price point. But for today, we're just going to build it up in a month-to-month term. Our billing folks do not like me to build it up in a service term. Go ahead and place that order. Click OK. And now what you'll notice here is that status bar. In about 2 to 3 minutes, we're actually going to have an executable circuit that we can go populate the LOA CFA, as well as order the cross connect on our customer's behalf. We try to make for a frictionless install for our customers. We'll just give this a couple minutes to build up. Excellent. So all you simply do is click on the placard, go to the action radial. We're going to generate the LOA CFA. This would be the corporation's name. I'll go ahead and put webinar demo in here, generate. And what you'll notice, it is going to populate to my desktop here, but I will show you where that lives within the portal as well. But within a matter of minutes, we have executable LOA CFA to take to the good folks at DRT in order for you to procure your cross connect. And we give you 15 days to do so, and I'll show you that as well. So no longer are the days of waiting 30, 60, 90 days for your technology to be readily available for you. The long pole in the tent is truly how fast we can get that cross connect in place for you. And if you'd like us to do that on your behalf, you'd simply go to the actions radial, go to cross connects, give it a description, go to next. This would be the monthly reoccurring for the cross connect, as well as the one-time setup fee. You simply upload your LOA CFA so we can glean this side of the fiber distribution panel. And our CSM organization will get that tied down for you within 72 hours. So what I'd like to show you now, just for some of the engineers on the call, is our telemetry information. Let me touch on the documents tab first and foremost. That's where that LOA CFA lives, as well as an executable sales order form for you to order services right out of the portal with no human intervention. You don't even have to reach out to a sales engineer in order to procure your services. Statistics, very important. This is our telemetry information. So what you'll notice here from a traffic metric perspective, we offer bits per second, packets per second, any bump traffic that's traversing the network, and we offer that up within 5 minutes to 6 months. Error metrics, very important. All are your usual suspects. We got framing errors, resource errors, CRCs, drops, age, runts, and discards. And we offer that up within that same interval as well. I think this one's pretty slick. If our optics ever running hot, you can actually glean module temperature as well as transmit and receive power right out of the portal. And we offer that up within that same interval as well. So now let's go have some fun. So what I'd like to start out first, we're going to go ahead and build this GCP connection up. And again, this is a redundant region, or on-ramp, I should say, out to a region that allows our customers to build in Zone A and Zone B, but utilizing different on-ramps to give them that level of diversity they desired. So all you do is you simply build up your GCP environment, build a VLAN attachment, go ahead and copy that. I'm going to pre-activate this. Click OK. Simply come to the hosted cloud placard within the PacketFabric console. And again, these are all the CSPs that you can connect to from a hosted variety. That's what I'm showing you now. It's an already established multiple 10 gig and or 100 gig EN and I that we have facing our CSPs, depending on the CSP themselves. So we're going to go ahead and choose GCP. This is where we're going to place that pairing key that I just obtained from the GCP console. This is the source port we just built up. I built this out in the vision of the Visio itself. So we're going to go ahead and build this out to West 1, and we'll utilize our Seattle on-ramp. What I do want to do is scroll down nice and slow, not trying to make anybody nauseous. I do want to show you the breadth of on-ramps that we do have with GCP. And we'll build that up at 1 gig. Give this a description. You can use VLAN 4 to 4094 on the fabric. It's certainly up to you. This will be your source VLAN. And you bring your VLAN attachment name over from GCP's console. Go ahead and place the order. Click OK. And what you'll notice here again is that status bar. And in about 30 to 45 seconds, you will have let me show you what's going on with our API calls are actually doing API calls out to GCP as we speak. And what you'll notice is we're in that status of waiting for a service provider. As soon as the portal builds this virtual circuit up, we'll be able to go in there and your layer 3 information will be in there and you simply establish BGP and you're up. Very, very fast process. And I will blame the lag on my internet service provider. Excellent. So now if we go back to our GCP console, go ahead and refresh. And what you'll notice now is here's all your layer 3 information as well as your destination VLAN ID in order for you to establish BGP against GCP. And it really is that fast. We just built up an access port and a connection to GCP in the matter of minutes. And this is what our customers come to know and love about the fabric, the flexibility, the agility, as well as how quickly we can get technology implemented as fast as humanly possible. So now what I'd like to do, anytime you're getting around the fabric, you can always click on the PacketFabric icon to go home. So what we've done to date, we built up that source port within Zone A. We built out this GCP connection. Now we'll go out and build our Amazon environment. So back to the portal. Again, we're going to go host to cloud. This time we're going to choose AWS. That same source port that we built up in San Francisco. And again, I'm going to scroll down nice and slow. But if you note to the left-hand side, these are going to be the AWS regions you're going to traverse. And if you look to the right here, these are going to be the nodes we're going to egress your traffic off the fabric. And I'll go down nice and slow. So we're going to build this circuit up in Santa Clara. And again, we'll build that up at 1 gig. And what you'll note here, to my point earlier, we are not just diverse from cabinet to fabric. We are always diverse facing the CSPs as well. And that's truly what allows our customers to build in these disaster recovery and business continuity solutions. So we're going to stick with Zone A, just in case one of our customers would ever need a backup circuit to that same on-ramp location. This is where you put your AWS account ID. This will default to the next available VLAN, but again, you can use VLANs 4 to 4094. So let's say your AWS environment lived in VLAN range 800. Then we'd give this a meaningful name for your direct connect. This is going to true up. We're going to go ahead and place that order. Now, this is letting our customers know that you still will have to establish BGP facing the AWS, but in the event you need assistance, my team will jump on and ensure that you're up in a steady state all the way through layer 3. Simply click OK. And again, we got that status bar to let you know when your direct connect will be available within your AWS console. Excellent. So if we go to your AWS console, you should see that direct connect. There it is. You simply go in, accept the connection, tie it to the gateway of your choosing. We support all 3. Build your virtual interface and establish BGP, and you're up. So you think about this, and in a matter of 15 minutes, we were able to build up a source port, 2 different disparate CSP connections, and we were able to accomplish that in a matter of minutes. So when you think about traditional telco, and I come from traditional telco, been in it 23 years, 24 now, actually. You never had this type of technology at your fingertips where you could come in here and order networking services as quickly as you could order a pair of Adidas on Amazon. It's truly that simple. And back to that knowledge base that I talked about, it is truly a method of procedure, as everything that I just showed you is outlined in our knowledge base. I'm very proud of that. That's why I wanted to show the webinar. And if you ever wanted to build additional technology, it's a simple, I would like to build up one more connection just to kind of show you, like the GC, we'll go to AWS. So sticking in line with how we built this out. So instead of using Zone B, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build another connection, but I'm going to use the Los Angeles on-ramp. And I am in production, by the way. So this is how fast it actually occurs. I am not in a sandbox by any way, shape, or form. So again, we'll go home. Go to hosted cloud connectivity. We'll choose AWS. I just want to show you in times of contention, as Kezia outlined earlier, how fast you can actually spin up your technology if you need so. Let's make sure my internet's working good. Yeah, Kez, I think this is a me issue.
Oh no.
That's okay. I got through the actual design I wanted to. I was going to touch on another node, but for all intent and purposes, as you've seen here, built up that source port in Zone A. If we were to come build it across a subsequent port here in Zone B, we would just utilize that B zone as we egress your traffic to the CSPs. That's what I was going to show you. But since my network's having a bit of an issue, we'll just go ahead and keep it as it was, because this is what I actually wanted to show you on the webinar today. And again, if you have any additional questions on how we can build in disaster recovery solutions for our customers, how we accomplish this, I'd be happy to jump on. You simply go to PacketFabric.com, request a demo, and either myself or a member of my team will get on and provide you that demo. So, Kez, that's all I have for today.
Perfect. Well, I will bring back the slides. So right now it doesn't look like we have any questions, but if anyone does have any questions, again, reiterating what Dave said, feel free to reach out to us. We love getting on these calls with you and just kind of building out exactly what you need. So in terms of next steps, we do have some downloadable attachments and an ebook, a Cloud Router info page. You'll see them right below the screen. And then we have our website, and of course, sales@packetfabric.com is a great email to contact us at. And that is it for our webinar. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.